Welcome to Ephemera Files by Tommy, and this video is going to be a little bit of a hop, skip, jump around here, there, and yonder as I go through and finish up making this journal. So I just want to tell you to put your seatbelts on. It's gonna be a whirlwind. To put the signature in, you can look back at past videos and see that I had a curve on this spine from the photo album that this originally was from, this cover. And how I put some crypt cloth in there, and I had a piece of felt that I curved around the inside of the spine. And I had my signatures. I've never worked with this kind of a spine before, but I had a thought. I thought I remembered seeing somebody sewing their signatures to felt and fabric and then just adhering it on the sides, leaving the inside floating. So let's see if I can get this up to the camera like that. If you look down in there, maybe if I turn my light on above me, it would help. If you look down in there, you can see my stitching, my signature stitching where I sewed the signatures to the piece of felt and fabric. Then I took my signatures and I pressed them down into the curve right down here. And I took my fabric, and I didn't just use my Fabri-Tac or regular glue. I got my Gorilla Glue out and I glued that fabric down. And I've got a little bit of spillage there where the Gorilla Glue snuck out. A little bit here, a little bit here. I can cover those up, no problem. And I'm happy with the way that that is holding my signatures in. They lay nice and flat, and I was worried about it, but I think it's gonna work out just fine. I have a real problem with white pages. I don't know why. I don't think I started out that way with my junk journals, but maybe I did and I just didn't realize it. Maybe I just covered them up without thinking about it. But I didn't have very many white pages. Mostly it was the heavier paper, copy paper, that I printed on by accident. And I just took these that I had at least 5 extra sheets of that, and I just made each of those the cover for each signature. Just folded it in half around it. And I kind of like this. My inside pages, they echo each other. I thought that turned out really cool. But on the inside of my papers, it's white because it printed white. And the way I took care of it in this particular journal was I have some of these chamois things that I got once upon a time at a Goodwill in one of the grab bags, and there was a whole bag of them, and I've used them for different things. And I thought, you know what, I'll make my own stamp, I guess you would call it, out of this chamois. And I did test it first, and I really liked the way that turned out. So I picked out 3 shades of Distress Oxide that I knew would coordinate with the kit. I have Dusty Concord and Faded Jeans and Seedless Preserves. And I just took each of the ink pads, and you can see that there's different shades of ink on there. And I just kind of dabbed it in a couple of places using all 3 of the colors. You do not have to use multiple colors for this. I think that it could look really cool with just one color even. You'll have to use your imagination though, because it's too late for me to do that. Let's see. I did the Dusty, oh, is this the one? Dusty Concord. Yes, this is, I lost direction of which direction I was going. Lost track of which direction I was going. So I've got all 3 of those colors on there, and you don't have to have one of these chamois. use a sponge, use some fabric that you've rolled up into a roll, and then stamp it sideways. And then I just take my sprayer and I spritz, and I'm moving this away from my paper. And I just spritz on that a few times. And then I protected my other page that's next to it, but also everything that was behind the page that I'm getting ready to stamp on. And all I did was randomly stamp. And I turn it as I'm going. And I will tell you that each time you re-ink your tool, whatever tool it is that you're using, you're going to get a different shape. Some of my shapes look more flower shaped. Some of them look more just gobbledygooky. I have done this same technique with a wadded up piece of paper before, and I really, really liked it. And so, you know, just use what you've got. Make your own stamps. And if you're like me and you have a problem with white pages, you don't have to be stuck with the white pages. This is what I got with each of my previously white pages. See. They all look different. They all look beautiful. And I really like the way that they turned out.